Hi everyone and welcome back to Evocative Scents. With the Valentine's Day in the mind, I decided to pick 5 beautiful excellent fragrances that will enhance your personality. This video is going to be very short and the perfumes are also in the affordable price range. And earlier I had done another video that was titled Top 5 Date Fragrances and those fragrances were even more affordable. So if you want to watch that video, I will put it somewhere in the top I button. And if you are new to this channel and are watching my video for the first time, do consider subscribing to this channel, and yes, do not forget to hit that notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my new videos. Without any further delay, let's start the video. And the fifth fragrance of this list is from the house of Lattafa. And since this is a fragrance from their Pride series, it's a bit more expensive than their most regular fragrances. Now this perfume draws inspiration from the Azzaro's Most Wanted line, but there are some differences as well. And as you would expect, it is a sweet fragrance but not cloying in nature. The sweetness feels a bit on the fruitier side though. There is a bit of citrusy freshness at the top due to the bergamot, and there is cardamom as well. I would say this is a good mixture of freshness and sweetness and a perfume that can be easily recommended in the spring season. In the dry down there is a bit of powderiness due to the lavender, but what differentiates it from the Azzaro's Most Wanted lineup is the addition of green accords in it. The performance is mild. You will get around 4 to 6 hours of longevity, so you can be a bit generous with the spray. I would consider this fragrance to be unisex but slightly leaning towards the masculine side. Now let's move on to the fourth fragrance of this list. This perfume is from the house of Fragrance World and it is the Supreme L'Homme Extreme, and from the bottle design you might have guessed it. This is inspired from the Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Extreme. Now this fragrance has almonds in its major note. Initially it has kind of a fizzy kick to it due to the pink pepper at the top. You will also get the fruitiness from the plum. Although there is no mention of cherry accord, I feel like it's there in the smell, or whether a mixture of cinnamon and plum makes it smell like that. On the performance side it is rather soft. On the longevity front it is okay, you will get around 5 to 6 hours. On the projection side it is very soft, a fruity almond fragrance with a hint of tobacco in it. This perfume is more intimate rather than being a loud projecting monster. And now on to the third fragrance of this list. Once again it is from the house of Fragrance World. It is the Jack of Clubs. Now this fragrance carries similar DNA to that of La Nuit de l'Homme Blue Electric. Now you can also consider the Lattafa Al Nasama Caprice as well, but that will have a more intense lavender in it. This one is lot less powdery in nature with more focus on cardamom note. It is a beautiful aromatic spicy fragrance with touch of powderiness and little bit of woodiness in the dry down. This one is extremely versatile as well, so you can rock it in almost every possible situation. Performance is again in the milder side, so you might have to refresh it if you want a full day out of it. This fragrance definitely leans towards the masculine side. Now this fragrance is not sweet at all, so if you are someone who likes sweet fragrance, this one is not for you. Now let's move on to the final two fragrances of this list. I absolutely love iris based fragrance. Iris is particularly notorious for being waxy, little bit of leathery floral aspect to it, and has kind of a lipsticky makeup smell. With this fragrance I am not going to extreme details because I plan to do a full review of it. I am still testing the performance aspect of this fragrance, but this one is definitely not a Dior Homme Intense clone. Pricing is similar to that of Lattafa Pride series, so expect to pay a little more than the regular Lattafa fragrances. Iris is definitely a major player in this fragrance, and there is bit of a balsamic sweetness in the dry down as well. A fragrance more suited to cooler weather. Now let's move on to the final fragrance of this list. And since I have mentioned the Dior Homme Intense, let's take a clone of that fragrance as well. It's the Alvatania Cayenne Classic. Once again a Irish dominated fragrance with a lot more chocolatey dry down. One thing I had forgot to mention that his Confession and Cayenne Classic are perfectly unisex. Now the Cayenne Classic is truly a compliment puller and a head turner as well. And if you find the Cayenne Classic a little more expensive, then you can try the Dark Door Intense or the Camaro Intense from Paris Corner. And if you want a comparison between these three fragrances, please let me know in the comment section down below. As I earlier said, it is a beautiful rich fragrance with waxy lipsticky and little bit of chocolatey feel to it. The projection is pretty good for the first hour and I expect around 5 to 6 hours on clothes. If you haven't tried any iris based fragrance, I would highly suggest you to try one. If you liked this video, hit that like button, and what fragrances you would have loved to see on this list in this price bracket as well. And if you love these kind of videos, show your support by subscribing to this channel and hitting that like button. And yes, do not forget to hit that notification notification bell. So that's it for today's video. I will meet you all in my next video.